Welcome, everybody. I'm your host, Erin, and I'll be reading the energies of all 12 signs from Spirit for the weekend of June 10th through the 12th. So let's get started and see what Spirit foresees for you this weekend. Hello, Capricorn, and thank you for tuning in. So glad that we could chat again this weekend, see what the weekend energies are saying for you. So we start with the Hanged Man, the Seven of Cups, and the Moon. So two standalone cards in your reading this weekend, Capricorn. So that's very good news for you, and a little bit of emotion, a little bit of romance, perhaps. So let's start out with your number one card, with your Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man signifies taking time, taking a beat to just step back, enjoy that little break that you're going to be having this weekend, some time to reflect, some time to get the energy together that you need. We know that the week is usually very long for us, very busy. So it's saying for you, Capricorn, even though you're very industrious, you're super ambitious, it's in your nature to be that way. But this weekend is going to be a nice, slow, easy weekend for you. Just time to enjoy, time to appreciate, and time to think about what needs to be done for the upcoming week. And then we have your Seven of Cups, your emotional card. The Seven of Cups is speaking to wishful thinking, but being really in tune to mixing your heart, your mind, and your intuition, the way that you feel things. All of those things are going to be coming into play for you this weekend. So it seems kind of right that you're going to be just being still, embracing that stillness, and taking some time, some much needed thinking time. Now the Moon, another strong standalone card. The Moon does represent dreams and visions, that sense of mystery. So that goes very well with the weekend that you're going to have, Capricorn. Now it also speaks very strongly to Pisces. So if you are involved with any Pisces, or you know who is a Pisces in your life, this is a good weekend to work with them, because we know that the Seven of Cups talks about trusting your intuition, being able to blend the three, the heart, the mind, and the intuition, while the Moon is also speaking to trusting your intuition and being able to see more than meets the eye. So looking to your Pisces for some guidance on that is a good idea. But even though it says that you're going to have that still time, that time to contemplate and rejuvenate, and learning how to stay still and be okay with stillness, doesn't say that you can't be with someone or practice with someone who causes that to happen for you. This is supposed to give you an opportunity. The Hangman gives you an opportunity to really get some downtime that you've needed, but perhaps you don't normally give yourself. This weekend you need to take that time. Like I said, not saying it's me time. The Moon and the Seven of Cups are saying you're probably going to be spending it with someone, but when it's all said and done, you are going to be making your best choices because you've been in tune with everything, heart, intuition, and mind. So keep that thought in the back of your head that you need to take some time to just take a beat, whether it be with someone or alone, Capricorn. And welcome to you, Virgo. We are starting with the Ace of Swords, then the Eight of Swords, and the Emperor. So it's only fitting that you have the Emperor in your reading, because it looks like you're going to have some challenge, some things that are going to need to be met head on. That Ace of Swords says that it is like you're going to have, you're just going to be able to see through the clouds. You're going to be able to break through. You see how the sword is actually breaking through the cloud? Well, in this case, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to have extreme mental clarity this week in Virgo, which should appeal to your meticulous and methodical nature, wanting to know how things work, wanting to understand, well, this weekend you're going to have a big, strong period of that. The Ace of Swords is saying you're going to have a breakthrough. You're going to be very in tune with that mental clarity to give you what you need. But then we have the Eight of Swords, your other challenge, and that's saying that you are making a decision to stick with something. So that's probably what's happening here. You've actually had that breakthrough. You've had that intense mental clarity. So now with the Eight of Swords, it's saying that you're going to trust in your sense of right timing. You're going to stick with whatever it is you've been trying to accomplish. This weekend is going to speak volumes for you. It's going to give you what you need. And of course, that's why I was saying having the Emperor in your reading is lovely, because the Emperor actually speaks to being able to bring some self-discipline in play so that you can reach your goals. So all of this is speaking very strongly to each other. The Emperor, that father figure also. The Emperor represents a father figure, also very closely related to our Aries. And with the Aries in your life, hopefully you have that. And it is the Emperor. So this would be someone who is a strong male figure, someone who does remind you of your father or gives you that sense like he is looking out for you like your father. He's who you're going to be reaching out to. Just saying the Emperor in general is affiliated with Aries. So maybe look out for that. But he's going to help you accomplish this victory over obstacles, things that have been in your way, things you haven't quite understood. And so for your meticulous nature, that's probably driving you up the wall. But knowing that there's someone who's going to help you this weekend to bring all those things into clearer view, that ability to think very clearly and see through see through the clouds, basically, to see what you need. So just make sure that you are touching base with someone who can help you do that. Make sure that you are trusting your mind, trusting that you have this strength of intellect that is going to bring you to this. It's definitely that, even though you have the father figure here, it's your strength of intellect that is going to bring you to that situation where you're understanding things enough to move past them and be productive. So that's what I see for you, Virgo. And now we have Aries, and hello to you, Aries. Thank you for tuning in. And we start with some action with the Six of Wands. We have the Tower, and we have the Two of Wands. So a lot of action going on with that Tower. And, you know, just in general, knowing that the Tower generally represents some chaos. Though it be temporary, it's definitely a doozy. Something is coming your way this weekend, Aries. It's going to take that enthusiasm and that sense of excitement that is natural to you, Aries, to get through this. And of course, you've got some action going on here. So with the Tower, seeing that something possibly devastating is coming your way, knowing you have this action. And let's go ahead and talk about the action, and then let's work on the moment of the bad moments. So your Six of Wands, your first action card, is saying that victory and self-confidence are very strong for you, that you are going to come out of this feeling like you worked really hard to resolve it, and you deserve the outcome. You deserve that successful outcome. So we already know with the Tower, it's temporary problems, it's temporary issues. So to come out of it okay, we kind of expect that. You should expect that the Tower, whatever's happening for you, isn't going to happen for long. Then we have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands represents progress and being able to plan from a stable and optimistic vantage point. So when you look at that and you look at your Six of Wands, it's just saying that throughout all of this turmoil that you're going to be having this weekend, Aries, you're also going to be able to stand fast and know that you are coming from a good vantage point, someplace where you can plant your feet firmly and get this going with the Six of Wands. The success and being on point, getting past this issue. Lots of times the weekend does bring things you're not expecting, even if your week has gone well. So I'm thinking this is something that's going to be very sudden. It's not going to be an issue that you've had for a while, and now it's come to its culmination, and it's going to be this big big explosion. No, this is something that's going to be sudden. I feel that your tower is sudden. It's happening for you this weekend, but you're ready for it. You're going to be able to overcome it because you are coming from that very stable and an optimistic standpoint, knowing that, first of all, knowing that whatever is happening for you this weekend, Aries, it is temporary. Feeling like there's going to be an end to it, because you have so much action and it is so positive. I would say it's going to happen for you this weekend. It's going to end for you this weekend. So it's not going to be some long, drawn-out, horrible process that starts this weekend and continues to plague you for weeks to come. I see this happening, you dealing with it, you being on top of it, and being able to move past it pretty quickly, and definitely coming out, because of the way that your wands are, definitely coming out on top of things. And hello to you, Taurus. And so let's see what Spirit has in store for you this weekend. The Six of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. So lots of financial things going on for you this weekend, Taurus. Let's go ahead and start with your Pentacles, since they dominate your reading. The Six of Pentacles is speaking of generosity, or a situation where it's not necessarily balanced, but you are either going to be giving or receiving, or on the receiving end of something very pleasant. Not necessarily material or financial, even though it's a pentacle. It's just something that's considered a bonus or a gift. And you could be the giver or the receiver, as I said earlier, but it's going to be something that both you and the other person are very happy that you did, something that they did just out of the goodness of their heart, or you just did because you were feeling like you wanted to do this. Now, with the Knight of Pentacles represents good luck and being able to receive some sort of benefit because of past efforts. So these two together make me think that it's not just like a pay it forward issue. It's not just something that you wanted to do because it was something nice to do, or something they wanted to do because it was nice to do, but something that came from something you've already done in the past. So I would say in this case, with with that Nine of Pentacles, this is saying that the Six of Pentacles is talking about someone doing something for you. I feel like something is being done for you because of something you've done very kind and with a huge sense of kindness in the past. So it's linking itself together, and definitely this is something that other person or this other group of people wanted to do for you because you've been so kind to them. Let's look at your emotional card, your Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is about wishes, feeling like your wishes have been fulfilled. Your material needs have definitely been met, and you feel happiness and comfort. You just feel very content right now. And all of this is tying into this kindness that you've bestowed upon someone in the past, how they're reaching out to you and trying to show you their appreciation. And then that Nine of Cups is just more of the same, saying that the very focus on all the positive energy that you've expended over the past is coming full circle. It's coming back to you. So this weekend, Taurus, you are going to be rewarded for your good behavior. Someone's going to show you that your generous nature was not misplaced. It was not wasted. They're going to take great joy in doing something very kind for you. So also that makes me think it's not something material, not necessarily financial material. A very nice dinner, maybe a home-cooked dinner. I always think that's really thoughtful when someone takes the time and effort to make dinner for you. And I'm guessing from these cards that if that's what's happening for you, it's going to be delicious. So you're being rewarded for good behavior this weekend, Taurus. And now for Sagittarius. So we start with the Devil. We have the Six of Cups, and we have Death. So two very strong, very, very, just lots of change coming for you this weekend, Sagittarius. Your philosophical nature is going to be very happy with the goings on this weekend. When we start with the devil, and the devil is closely related to Capricorn, and also let's note that death is related or very closely related to Scorpio. So Scorpio and Capricorn playing a big part in your weekend, Sagittarius. And then we have the Six of Cups. So let's go ahead and start with your emotion, because we know we got these big changes coming. So with the Six of Cups, we're talking about nostalgia. So that's kind of interesting that you have the emotional card you have is the Six of Cups. And that's talking about not dwelling in your past, but appreciating your past, knowing that definitely the past is who made you who you are, your childhood, possibly feeling very nostalgic this weekend, but knowing that with the devil, you have to keep that bigger picture in mind. You have to keep an eye on yourself as far as those things that are very, very innate in you, something that you're very used to that might not be a good thing. So this is saying, even though your past can be a positive influence, the devil's saying, well, something that you've been doing, something that's kind of impulsive, you need to try to keep that in check. Make sure that you are watching that behavior so that it doesn't become a problem. Now, death talks about transformation and changing for the better. So here again, we have the devil, and it's something, because of that Six of Cups, I'm thinking, Sagittarius, it's something from your past. Being idealistic, that's something that kind of comes with the territory for you, Sagittarius, and something that's ingrained in you. So thinking about your past a lot, maybe being more nostalgic than normal this weekend, is going to be very easy for you to fall into. But with these two very strong standalone cards, both speaking to control of natural urges, and then also saying, hey, there's going to be a big change coming for you. Something is going to end so that it can begin, and you can begin to attach yourself to this new behavior, something that's going to be positive for you, something that's going to move you forward. So just keep in mind that even though it's something from your past, something that you've really enjoyed, something that makes you who you are, it might be time to really think about the change. And it's something that comes natural to you, a really comfortable behavior, something that you do a lot, you do just without thinking about it, but it's time to think about it and possibly time to change that. Well, hello, Leo. Thank you for stopping in. Let's see what we have for you this week. We are starting with the Four of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Ace of Cups. So it's always interesting to me when we get a really strong emotional card and we also have the Hermit, because of course the Hermit speaks to solitude, but it also speaks to that inner wisdom and basically making sure that you are thinking about what needs to be done, giving yourself that moment and pretty much to yourself. So even though you have this Ace of Cups, which speaks, of course, speaks directly to love, possibly even almost like psychic abilities where you are feeling very in tune with another. And then you have the Hermit. And the Hermit's telling you, well, you need some time to yourself. You need to seek solace, to regroup. It also speaks to breaking away from social activity. So perhaps it's saying that because you have this Ace of Cups as well, Leo, I'm thinking it's saying you are going to tap into that passionate nature, and this time, this inner wisdom, this seeking something that you would normally seek on your own, you're going to be turning to your loved one. You're going to be needing that time alone with your partner. So the two of you will be working together for something that's going to benefit you in particular. But face it, if it's your partner that we're talking about, how could that not help them as well? If it's something that's forcing you to look inside and forcing you to get a little bit closer to them. Then we have the Four of Pentacles. So your money card is talking about economic stability and being reserved financially and socially. So here we have our money card even telling us that we're going to be reserved socially. So this is a weekend where if you are with someone, it's going to be someone you love. It's going to be so that being reserved socially, that's saying you're going to pull yourself back from the rest of the world, from all of the interruptions, all of the interactions that you have usually on the weekend. This time it's just going to be for your lover. It's going to be for that person who deserves, I don't want to say all of your attention, but definitely most of your attention. Someone who really deserves and wants and needs your attention. You're going to be concentrating on that relationship and keeping yourself out of the social scene this weekend. So a romantic weekend, hopefully, or if there's something that needs to be worked out with that Hermit there, I'm saying that you guys need this time to be sequestered from the rest of the world. So, it couldn't hurt. It certainly couldn't hurt for you to take some time for each other. So be loving and be open to spending some very needed time with your partner, Leo. And now we have Aquarius. So for Aquarius, we're starting out with the Four of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Sun. So two strong standalone cards for you, Aquarius. And with your intuitive nature, I always like to point out that Aquarius, your sign just basically screams intuitive. So with the Hierophant in there, I would say definitely hone in on that. Make sure that you're paying attention to what's going on. You're probably going to be seeking some guidance. And so Taurus is very strongly linked to the Hierophant, and rightly so. He's representing someone who you look up to, someone who would even be involved, with his cross and the garb that he is wearing. He obviously represents a mentor or a spiritual leader, someone who can take you from where you were to where you want to go, to your next step. So then let's look at your Four of Wands, your main card. That one is speaking of teamwork and satisfaction, just a really strong sense of abundance, like you are feeling, particularly this weekend, like you are doing the right thing. You're on the right path. You are going the direction you want to. And this Hierophant is helping you. The Hierophant is giving you good advice. He is making you feel like you are carrying on, doing something that is going to far outlive you. So almost thinking, well, actually, let's not forget that the Four of Wands is also linked with emotion. It also represents romance or marriage. So that Hierophant could be saying that legacy, that thing that you're going to be leaving behind you or where you're heading spiritually is someplace where you're ready to do something for someone else long term. Either invest yourself in a romance that you hadn't already, or kick it up a notch, or take that romance that you've already been very involved in and just been there for the whole shebang. Now you're going to take that to the next level and think about marriage. Since we also have the Sun in this reading, so lots of things just saying that for your spiritual being, for your overall well-being, for that sense of self, it's all going to be happening for you this weekend, and all in such a good way because you have the Sun, and the Sun just represents happiness, a strong sense that everything is all good, security. So that would be a great time to change your relationship and feel like you have more of yourself to offer to this other person. So definitely take some time to evaluate your relationship, possibly talk to someone who you trust. And if you're talking about spiritually or even religiously, then if you're contemplating marriage or taking your relationship to another level, wouldn't it make sense to talk to someone who is linked to those types of things? And hello to you, Gemini. We start with the Queen of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the Chariot. So starting out with money, the Queen normally represents things that are very maternal, things that are full of compassion. So in this case, when we're talking about the Queen of the financial realm, she is speaking to a sense of peace and tranquility. Also, that mindset where you feel like you can be magnanimous, you can reach out and give to others. So this weekend might be a weekend where you are feeling like you are in a position where you can give to others, where you can give of your time, where you can do something nice. The Chariot also, I think the Chariot speaks very strongly to that, because it's saying that you are moving from one thing to another, or from one station to another. In this case, with those two, it's making me think that this is where you're going to not necessarily be paying it forward, but just being helpful. You know, mowing a neighbor's lawn that you know it's a difficult chore for them. Making sure that, you know, they have the help that they need. Giving some extra time at work. Because it's the Pentacles, I'm thinking along the lines of things that would generate income or be something that's financial, but it's saying that you feel like so this could be your time as well, because you've all heard the expression that time is money. So your time, giving of your time, and just that sense of peace and tranquility. You are just able to relax and enjoy those things that you've accomplished and you have gained, and now you can share them with someone else. And the Chariot's just saying that yes, you are going to move forward with that. That is where you're going to be. That's what you're going to be doing with that little trip or that travel. It's going to take you to another place with your willpower and your success. It's not just going to be financial. It's going to be something that's going to enrich you, because with the Queen, something that's going to enrich you overall. Then we have the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is speaking of tension or conflict that's been around. Well, this is the thing. If you're doing something to contribute to your neighborhood, or you're doing something to help your neighbor, and maybe this is a good time, maybe this neighbor you're helping, or this person in your community, or someone at work that you're helping move this weekend, something along those lines, really feeling like it's going to be your time. That is your pinnacle, your time. With the Five of Swords, that's saying that this could be someone who you've kind of considered, you know, like a rival, or someone who you have had tension or conflict with. This kind behavior, this thing that you're doing outside yourself, might be something for someone like that. Therefore, it's going to enrich and improve your relationship. I'm thinking if you want to reach out to someone who might have not been approachable before, this is probably a good weekend for it, Gemini, and kind of up your alley, wanting to see how it turns out. And hello, my fellow Libras. We are starting out with the Four of Swords, the Page of Swords, and Strength. So we have strength and challenge this weekend, Libra, and has it not been a minute since we haven't had emotion in our reading? I was very surprised not to see a cup in there, but it's kind of nice. And we all know we are very strong in nature, very charming, and able to get what we need, get what we want. So let's start out with that Four of Swords. Let's start out with your challenge. And the Four of Swords is just saying that you might need to take some time to relax for a bit. This weekend should be for some relaxation, a break from your normal routine, just because you need it. You need it, and it helps you to prepare yourself for the coming week. And usually when you see the Four of Swords, it means that there is something that's going to demand your attention in the near future. So this is giving you that little moment of R&R to just step back and say, well, you know what? I'm going to be ready for it. Let me get my my emotional R&R right now. And possibly even some physical. A cat nap here and there. Cat naps are wonderful. And if I have a weekend where I get to include a cat nap, I'm a happy girl. And then we have your Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is speaking to diplomacy, which Libras we have in spades. So you're going to be using that to really just appreciate what someone else does. Being able to look at something and say, I might be interested in learning that. Also, the diplomacy might be needed when you're trying to talk to someone about a touchy subject, something that you know they're going to have a hard time with. So, since you're taking that break, you're thinking about something that's coming up for the upcoming week, you're relaxing, and then you have the Page of Swords that's saying, well, you might be bearing some bad news this weekend. So it's good that you're taking that time, but you're going to need that diplomacy to talk to someone about something that is going to be difficult this weekend. Also, you have Strength. So here we have Strength saying that yes, you are probably going to be delivering some unpleasant news this week. Thank goodness you're taking this time off to yourself. But the Strength, you just have to remember how she's handling the Lion there. Easily the tables could turn, but she has the strength of courage, the strength and the courage, the strength of character and heart, that she is able to keep control of that very dangerous situation before it becomes something even more unpleasant. So this is saying to me, whatever news or whatever situation you're going to have to deal with that's a little unpleasant this week in Libra, you're going to do it very well. It's going to come as second nature for you, and it's definitely going to be helpful to the person that you're helping and bearing this news to. Okay, Cancer. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see what we're starting with for you. We start with Justice, the Four of Cups, and the High Priestess. So two nice, strong cards for you this weekend, Cancer. And that very caring nature that you have, I think that this weekend is going to be a very fine weekend for you for that sensibility that you have so deep within you. You have an emotional card. You have the Four of Cups. You have Justice, strong female. Justice is linked with that female character and with Libra. And then you have the High Priestess, also a very strong and respectable female influence. So let's start with the Four of Cups. With the Four of Cups, it's speaking to contemplation and being able to possibly not just being able to, but possibly just not appreciating a relationship that you're currently in or you currently have. Needing to take some time to make sure that all of the other loved ones in your life, or their needs are being met, not just financial. So if you're thinking of someone that you're responsible for, well, not just that. It's the whole picture. Justice, you see how she has the scales in one hand and the sword in the other. So this is saying that this is someone that you do love, you do care for, someone that you would fight for, someone that you would stand up for right and wrong with them. Definitely want to make sure that they are taken care of and treated fairly. So it looks like perhaps you have not been the one that has been treating them as fairly as you should, or as lovingly as you should. So this Justice, even though it would normally speak to law, I think in this case it's more speaking to your virtue, your balance, your sense of right and wrong, and wrongdoing. Need to pay more attention to someone in your life, Cancer. Then the High Priestess, also saying that you need to listen to and trust your intuition, be in tune to things that are not necessarily cut and dried or black and white. So definitely, I think that both of these cards are speaking to your Four of Cups, saying that you do need to be more in tune with and aware of your partner. Someone needs your attention, Cancer, so try to give it to them this weekend. It's a great time to do it. You have plenty of time. You don't have to worry about, hopefully, most of us don't have to worry about getting up and going to work on Saturday morning or Sunday morning. So something even as simple as making breakfast for your partner, if you don't normally, taking that time, then having the time to sit and break bread with them and talk with them, find out how they're doing, feed that emotional need, feed that attention, because everybody needs some attention, especially if it's someone you're emotionally involved with, whether that be family, friend, or lover. So be thoughtful of your partner and show them that you care this weekend, Cancer. Now for our Pisces, start with a nice strong action card, the Page of Wands. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. So we have money in your weekend, Pisces, and it looks like quite a bit of involvement with money this weekend. So being in touch with your imaginative side, I think this money could involve something in the creation realm. And if you notice with your Page of Wands in your reading this weekend, the Page of Wands is speaking to ambition, speaking to a sense of discovery. So with that just full on, full tilt, push right into discovery and a sense of ambition, I'm thinking, yeah, your pentacles are going to be something that are, it's a creation of yours, something that will bring you financial stability, but it's something that also will feed your emotional needs. With the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles is representing abundance and just being able to manifest your desires. So like I said, this is going to be something that is a labor of love, something that you have wanted for yourself, a business that you've wanted to start, possibly even a project that's going to involve money, but it's something that is personal to you, something that you have wanted and just fits right into your compassionate and dreamy nature. So possibly, and like I said, I feel like it's something artistic, something that's going to be your creation, that is going to bring you financial stability, bring you some finances in. So maybe not your full life's work or support you fully, but you're going to start something this weekend that you've always wanted to, and it's going to be something that's financially solid for you and let you tap into your creative and artistic nature. We also have that Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles represents home and family and wise planning for the future. So that's saying that this project, this new thing that you're taking on, is actually going to be something that's going to help you plan for the future. So not saying it started this weekend, but this weekend is probably where it's going to start to fill out, where it's going to become more than just a thought, more than, oh, I've always wanted to do this. It's going to become, I can't believe I'm finally doing this. I am so excited. So Pisces, definitely move forward with this. Like I said, it's probably something you've been thinking about and something that you have thought would be financially sound for you. With the Pentacles here, it looks like it will be something that's financially stable. Just keep your wits about you, because you could see with that Page of Wands, you could easily just go off into that artistic vent and forget about your sensibilities. The Pentacles are reminding you it can be financially solid and lucrative. You just have to push it forward and keep that action moving. So yay for you, Pisces. Hello, Scorpio. And let's start your weekend out with some action with the Eight of Wands, the lovely Star, and the Ace of Wands. So lots of action for you this weekend, Scorpio. You're going to be doing some stuff. So, but it looks like with that Star, having that beautiful standalone card, Aquarius is very strongly linked to the Star. And the Star just represents being very, very inspired. Lots of positive change happening for you. And with these, the two wands saying yes, whatever action you're doing, wherever you're going, whatever you're moving forward to, it's going to help to manifest your desires. So with the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Wands represents being able to handle a lot of things at once. It can also mean that you're going to be doing some traveling, all in an effort to open up some doors, make some things happen for you. And then with the Ace of Wands speaks to inspiration, potential, new ventures, growth, just all of these things that are saying lots of changes happening for you, Scorpio. And since since you have a very, very understanding nature, and you're very able to use that intenseness, that intensity that you exude so well, that is going to be very useful for you, because it's going to need the concentration. All of this inspiration, all of these positive changes, things, new growth, new ventures that are happening for you, you have to keep them a little bit in check. The star is saying that you are going to be very open to lots of things. You're going to be very creative. This weekend is going to be very exciting for you, because lots of ideas are going to be coming out. You're going to have that oomph, that drive to get them done. You're going to be just overflowing with all sorts of great ideas and creativity, making all sorts of things happen for yourself this weekend and for other people. With this much going on, you're going to be doing things for other people too. You're going to be inspiring them to move forward, maybe bringing them along with you. But definitely a weekend that you're going to come out of feeling like you have accomplished a lot, Scorpio. And that, having that intense nature, that's very important to you. And being very, very, very much wanting to keep to yourself, because you also have a secretive nature. But in this case, you're just, like I said, you're overflowing with creativity and ideas and wanting to involve other people. So it's going to be a very, very open and interactive weekend for you, Scorpio, wanting to get these people involved, wanting to get this creativity out, get some things going. Your creative juices are definitely flowing this weekend, Scorpio. Enough for everybody. So get it out there. And that's what I'm seeing for you. Thank you for joining me, and I want to invite you to join me for your weekly reading airing this Sunday. And as always, essentially, we all have a divine purpose. Embrace the universe and live your dream. Until next week, here's wishing you health, prosperity, and positive relationships. Farewell to you all.